This is In the FCS Huddle for SportsNetwork.com. I'm Craig Haley.
I'm Sean Shapiro.
As you can see, we're getting ready for the FCS Awards banquet in the beginning of January. But before we get to the banquet and on the eve of the national championship game, there's plenty of FCS playoff games to talk about. And on Sunday, the NCAA Selection Committee announced its 20-team playoff field. Sean, what are your impressions of the field?
Yeah, obviously the field came out on Sunday morning, and obviously there was only really one big surprise in my mind of everything that came out. I thought up until yesterday I had 9 at-large teams locked in my mind, and those 9 got in. And then there was a question about what would be that 10th at-large team. And today was Eastern Kentucky, which was a huge surprise to me. I had thought it would be, definitely thought it would be Illinois State.
Sure. I think Illinois State may be the only one more surprised than anybody in the media. They were probably counting on getting to the playoffs. It only left the Missouri Valley Conference with 2 playoff teams, where several days ago it looked like it could have been 4 or 5.
Yeah, definitely. The Missouri Valley had if not for Youngstown State and Indiana State losing this weekend, they could have had those 3rd and 4th teams. And obviously, there's people that are happy at James Madison, obviously, because they definitely got some huge help this past weekend, and they can celebrate because of that. But the one thing they're probably not so happy right now, they're going to Eastern Kentucky.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing for James Madison. Overall, though, I mean, if you look at it, Sam Houston State being the 1 seed, North Dakota State getting the 2 seed, I mean, that was warranted. I think the field's pretty solid. I mean, obviously we're surprised by Eastern Kentucky getting in, but overall I think the field is pretty solid.
Yeah, I agree with that. The seeds are definitely, I think they're all deserving. Whether you want to argue 2 versus 3, 4 versus 5, you can do that. But I think these are the 5 teams that you definitely deserve those top 5 spots.
No doubt. Even the first round, I mean, Old Dominion's probably the only team that you could have considered maybe getting a bye to the second round. I think everybody else we expected to be in the first round, barring the Eastern Kentucky surprise. But how about the first 4 games this coming weekend?
Yeah, we've got the Stony Brook hosts Albany. We have Tennessee Tech hosting Central Arkansas, Old Dominion hosting Norfolk State, and 2 schools that are 5 miles apart. And as we said, Eastern Kentucky hosts James Madison. I guess we'll start off with the Stony Brook game. Obviously, Stony Brook won yesterday, clinched the first ever playoff berth in history, and playing Albany, and there's a little bit of a connection there. Obviously, you got Stony Brook coach Chuck Priori is playing against his mentor and Bob Ford. That should be kind of interesting to see.
Yeah. I mean, Chuck will tell you he learned everything at a young age, coaching under Bob Ford. That's going to be a tough game for Albany. They've had a terrific season, but the way Stony Brook has been scoring of late, I mean, they score 40 points a game, it seems like, constantly. So that's probably a game that Stony Brook's going to win.
Yeah, looking at it, Stony Brook's offense is just moving so well right now. It's going to be tough for Albany to go and win that game. And Stony Brook lucked out that they got Albany, that they got this home game, and I think that's going to go to their benefit. I think Stony Brook's going to win this game. And then you look at our next game, we got Tennessee Tech versus Central Arkansas. Tennessee Tech is a little bit behind everyone else in the schedule. Only played 10 games this year, but still got in because of that auto bid. What do you think of this one?
Well, I mean, I think this is a case of maybe the road team going and pulling off a win. I mean, Nathan Dick, the quarterback at Central Arkansas, has been terrific all season. He was a little banged up at one point, but he's come back strong. I mean, Tennessee Tech's had a terrific season, but the Ohio Valley Conference also hasn't won a playoff game since 2000, so that's going to be tough, although they'll be at home.
Yeah, it's a shame that the Central Arkansas purple and gray field won't be on national TV, because that'd be kind of cool for some people that haven't seen it yet to get it out there, and that might grab some more attention.
Sure. And speaking of playoff success or lack of playoff success, the MEAC hasn't won a playoff game since 1999, and they'll be going to Old Dominion. That's going to be a tough environment.
That's going to be tough, and as you said, Old Dominion might have been the team that wanted to bye, but it's not a bad silver lining. You're going to get a great home atmosphere, and it's going to be the great first home playoff game. Instead of, I think Maine probably got what would have been their bye. I mean, Maine's going to go to App State, and that's going to be a tough game. Old Dominion, and I'm not going to downplay Norfolk State at all, but Old Dominion's going to be a clear favorite in this game, and it could be a great atmosphere and build up for this team. It's obviously wanted the bye, but it's not a bad silver lining here.
No doubt. I mean, last year, first year with first round games, first year with 20-team playoffs, there were 2 teams that went on the road out of the first 4 games, and it could happen again. I mean, we're thinking James Madison will go to Eastern Kentucky and win.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. James Madison might have that might have that big chip on their shoulder too, that they're going to Eastern Kentucky. Obviously, they put all the money into that facility for a reason, and I know they put bids to host each round, and lo and behold, they're going to Eastern Kentucky, a team that doesn't get nearly the attendance they do. So James Madison, I think, is a team that can't overlook Eastern Kentucky, but I think they're definitely a team that will want revenge sort of in this game.
Yes, I mean they've won 2 in a row to get the kind of momentum you want to have in late November. I mean, all of the first round games, I mean, they're going to be terrific. I mean, eventually we'll be talking about the second round matchups. I know we're all looking forward to those. But this is a terrific way to start the playoffs. Yeah,
it's a great way to, and a bunch of these games will be nationally televised. There'll be the game on ESPNU. If you have ESPN3, you can watch those games as well. So great publicity for the FCS, and I believe we start up instant replay at this point, right?
Yes, we do. It did factor into some games last year, and I think it's much welcomed among the coaches. Well, this has been In the FCS Huddle for SportsNetwork.com. Thank you for joining us.